Yeah. You know what? I can't even do like my usual opening for this video, right? Just because of the seriousness of it. And you probably saw the title, which is When Will Women Address Paternity Fraud? And I'm quite sure I'm going to get plenty of comments saying, no, they won't. But you know what? I think this is something we have to address. Now, quite a few people who follow me are Facebook friends. They find me on Facebook, either through my business page or my personal page. I don't really mind. And, you know, as a result, I get a lot of private questions or people sharing stuff with me or people just telling me thank you. But the other day, I got this message, right? And all it said was, and I got permission from the brother to share it. I'm not going to call his name, though, but I got permission. I got specific permission. I even asked twice about it. And it's an important subject. I said I needed to make a video. And he said, got that phone call last night from my son saying, I found out, he blanked out the name, is my real father. The night before my birthday, man. Paternity fraud is the worst. Look, I'm going to tell you what. When I saw that shook me. That shook me. Because especially for anybody that follows me on Facebook, they know my sons are my life. They are my life. I call them my pimps. And, you know, without them, you know what, I don't even think I would do half the shit I would do. I would probably be a different person. Honestly, I'd probably be out here, you know what, I'd probably be out here just being one of the bad guys that y'all like to talk about. Seriously, I wouldn't have anything else. Seriously, I wouldn't have anything else, right? And, you know, I just, you know, that shook me because I thought about if I ever heard that. Now, anybody who's seen my sons or even been on my page know my sons look like me, especially my youngest one. He looks like a twin. He looks like a clone. And my oldest, he's more of a combination of both me and his mother, but I have no doubt about their paternity. But I thought about it. What if, you know, how many men out there have raised a child, bonded with a child, you know, named them, played ball with them, boy or girl. You know, maybe with that little boy, you know, you played ball with them. They could just be tossing it, laugh with them, and especially if they grow older without you knowing anything, you know, you show them how to shave, you tell them how to handle that first heartbreak from that little girl who just broke his heart, right? Then to find out that's not really your son. Or what about that little girl? You know, a lot of dudes, I've seen some of the most hardcore killers. They get that little girl, and I don't care how tough they are, how mean they are, that little girl say it's tea time, and the daddy will be up there. He could be the deadliest dude in the neighborhood. But he up there, got that little cup and pinky and everything. And many little girls who really had that special relationship with their fathers. So if he found out that really wasn't his daughter? And, you know, and this is an issue bigger than black men, but I'm going to address some specifically with black men. You have some commentators on YouTube who want to constantly talk about what black men ain't doing. Male and female commentators like, oh, black men ain't raising their kids, black men doing this. They need to step up more. Okay. I actually agree with that. I don't have any respect for any man who doesn't raise his child. I don't. But what about the men out there who are raising their child, or no, raising who they think is their child, because the mother on some foul ass shit neglected to inform him that there was another man involved and it might not be his baby. And we know the game. We know the paternity fraud game. A woman knows she slept with somebody else within the window of conception. A woman knows. But she's either hoping that the dude actually who ends up raising a child who puts his name on a birth certificate is the real father. Or they know that the real father is trifling. You know, a TV show I like to watch is Paternity Court. I have a lot of respect for Lauren Lake, and if we've interacted just a little on IG, right? Just a little, nothing major, right? And many a time I've watched Paternity Court, and you'll get a woman just, you know, they'll get some guy and they'll say, oh, you the father, you gotta step up, and then it's like you're not the father. Then the woman's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like you talked all that stuff. Or you get some guys on there who want to be the father. They want to be the father. They develop the bond, and then they find out you're not the father. I'm gonna tell you what. And this specifically with black men, but as I'm gonna point out, this goes across all races. If women want to talk about, if they want to talk about what black men aren't doing, whose kids they ain't raising, even though a significant portion of black men don't have kids, right? I mean, the number is roughly around 40% who don't have kids, and it's probably higher because of paternity fraud. It's probably higher. It's probably, you probably only have less than 50% of black men who truly have children because of paternity fraud. If you're going to talk about that, that's fine, but when are we going to talk about these women fooling some men, lying to some men? Because remember, it's, hey, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. I mean, that shit is evil. When are some women are going to address that? They know. Like, if I can respect a woman who, like, you know what, she tell the man from the get-go, it might not be yours. I actually respect them. They might hope it is, but they tell them from the get-go. And then it's up to the men what they want to do. But some are blatantly lying. How many women out there blatant got pregnant by the no good dude and then immediately had sex with a good dude and tried to convince him? And like I said, that's even bigger than black men. I know a white man, older white man in his 60s. He was telling me some stories. One of his friends raised a girl to adulthood and found out that wasn't his daughter. A white man. And that's happening a lot. In fact, I saw something on social media about some woman having some baby, a black baby, and try to convince her husband it's because he was drinking so much coffee. Man, she should be slapped. And I'm gonna tell you what. That quote, that message from that brother. I'm gonna tell you what. I almost did my first live stream. I almost did my first live stream just to get it out, but I wouldn't have been as calm. Because anybody out there, any man out there, whoever you are, if you black, white, Hispanic, Martian, whatever, and you got a bond with your children, you and your children's lives, think about how you would feel if you found out that child wasn't yours. Because let me break it down. Let me break it down for the ladies, because some ladies, you don't want to talk about this shit. But it's a major shit. It's like men cannot commit paternity fraud. Seriously, that's one thing. 100% women got to take responsibility. We cannot commit paternity fraud. We don't carry the child. You know, we don't know who you had sex with. So when are women going to address it? When are women going to address it? Because understand with the man, as I was getting into, you know, sometimes, you know, a man by nature takes people into his boundary, family and stuff. The only way by nature the man bonds with that child because he thinks the child is his. And some women, because they lack the ovaries to take accountability and responsibility, will rather lie. And then think something's funny and then keep it to the end. Even on paternity court, even when the DNA results come back, the woman's like, oh no, that can't be right. No, you know it. That's one thing I respect about Lauren Lake. She'll get on him. She'll say, come on now. And then the woman's like, oh yeah, it's this one guy. He don't want anything to do with the child. No, it's ridiculous. Because I'm going to tell you what. And it's maybe some men, any men listening to this, maybe enough men need to get together and talk to some politicians and demand paternity tests. Automatic. It should be automatic. But that's going to be tough because the state trying to put that on baby on somebody to raise. Because the state knows they got a burden if they find out, some father find out that's not his child. Or presumptuous father. So they know they got some hell to pay there. So when are women going to address this? It's an evil. You know, it's an evil ass thing. It really is evil. It's evil. I mean, like I said, I almost did a live stream on it. I almost did my first live stream, and trust me, I would not have been as calm as I am now. When I read that, I had to get up from my computer and walk around a bit because I was so pissed. Like anybody, like I said, anybody who know me, see me around my sons, they see how I am. Even some women, they be like, barely know me. It's like, man, you're such a great father. They can see it. They can see the love in my eyes and everything. They can see the bond between us. Yet some callous ass women would deny, man, that bond because they wanted to be trifling. Like I said, only women who get a pass in that is the women who are straight up and they tell the dude from the get-go, it could be yours. But they do have prenatal DNA testing, which should, actually, maybe that should be mandatory. That should just be right in there with the insurance. We'll stop a lot of it. And then I'm going to tell you what else will stop it. Every single woman found guilty of paternity fraud, every single one who cannot prove that she told that man there was a possibility it wasn't his, should get a misdemeanor. Yeah, that harsh. And I guarantee you get mandatory paternity testing and combine that with the other thing, like some type of criminal penalty, I guarantee it stop right away. Because you know who gets hurt in this shit? The father may or may not get, he get his feelings hurt and stuff. Hey, that's a void, that's hurtful. The mother, she messed up. Probably, because she probably lost a good dude off some dumb shit. But it's the kids who get hurt off of that. It's the children. I mean, whatever fuck shit y'all got going on, people got going on out here, don't bring that shit to a child. You brought the child into this world. Don't do that to the child. Because children, I'm going to tell you what, they get attached too. So you going to fuck up their world? And that shit stick with kids for life. That's why, I mean, they can get attached to an adult. Even if it's not the biological parent, like a lot of mothers need to be careful about bringing men around their children. They get attached and then they get another one. Shit, that fuck a kid's head up, male or female. Seriously. But yeah, you know, and my heart went out to that brother, man. My heart went out to the brother. You could tell he's the type who just took up time, paying child support, all of that. But like I said, and speaking of the child support, that's a racket too. So you know what? It would be tough. It would take some drastic or just some male politicians with some balls just to get some type of mandatory paternity testing law passed. And even then, it'd probably be hard to get it in a federal thing. But that's some evil ass shit. That's some evil ass shit. My kids have babies. I don't care how much they love the mother of the baby or whatever. I'm gonna be like, yeah, get it tested. I'll pay for it. And I don't give a fuck who get mad. Just kill that argument because it's too prevalent. Too many women, like, you know, they want to do their thing with multiple men. And too many women know about it. Too many women know. That's the biggest reason. They know that little trifling person, that little trifling dude they actually got pregnant by ain't gonna do anything. You know? They know it. And I've seen some women, please, and let's just be clear too, because I know some women say, well, that's just ratchet. Bullshit. Bullshit. Y'all be astounded at some of the stories I don't say publicly. And there's a lot of shit I don't say publicly, a lot of shit I know about. Trust me, a lot of shit. There's probably a lot of babies out there belong to a male dancer or something, or a gigolo. There's a lot of shit out there. So, yeah, I just had to just put that out there. You know what? Alrighty, you know what? I don't give a fuck. You can flag this shit, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But it got to be talked about, right? And we got to address these issues. Like, I know a lot of times people are looking for that thing called game on here or self-improvement, but that's a big part of it. Like, fellas, I would just say that, fellas, some of the best things you can do is really find out the character of the women you're dealing with. Because I don't care if that woman's ratchet. I don't care if she's some professional. That it says something about a woman who could lie like that. Now, I know we all lie and stuff, but when you really do something with someone's life, because think about it, what if that baby gets sick or something, or child gets sick, they need a blood transplant, or they need something that they should can only get from a biological parent. Hell, that's a lot of way. Really, that's one way a lot of guys find out the hard way they ain't the father. It's crazy. And look, man. Yeah, check it out, man. That's all I got to say about that, man. That's all I got to say about some evil ass shit. But just a question: when are women going to address paternity fraud? If you got some, like I said, you got some people on here, men and women. They want to talk about what men ain't doing, specifically black men aren't doing. All right, let's have that conversation. I tell you what, here's a challenge. I'll address the issue of what black men aren't doing. If I start hearing some videos from black women, especially black women talking about paternity fraud, that's my challenge. Then I'll be the main one jumping on some men about like not taking care of the kids. I'll do a video on it. That's my challenge. You do it, and then you got my contact information in here. You do the video. Let me see the video, and then I'm gonna see what's up. All right. I'm gonna see what's up. I'll be like, you do that video addressing paternity fraud among women. You got that video. I'm gonna do it right here on this couch. I'm gonna address the men, but I want to see that shit from women. I want to see some women talking about it. That's my word right there. So that's it.